Right, here we are. Here we are. Apologize for the situation. It's a little bit. Well, that's a little bit better light here. Let's try that. Okay. Just some thoughts on a letter that my friend Tom passed along. It's by Robert A. Hall, and it's sort of a philosophy of life and frustrations of life type letter. It's titled 71 and I'm Tired. The letter goes, I'm 73 except for one semester in college when jobs were scarce, and a 6-month period when I was between jobs but job hunting every day. I worked hard since I was 18. Despite some health challenges, I still put in 50 hours a week and haven't called in sick in 7 or 8 years. That's an amazing record. I make a good salary, but I didn't inherit my job or my income. I work to get where I am. Given the economy, there's no retirement in sight, and I'm tired, very tired. He goes on to say, I'm tired of being told that I have to spread the wealth to people who don't have my work ethic. I'm tired of being told the government will take the money I earned by force if necessary and give it to people too lazy to earn it. Which is an interesting thought. The spread the wealth theme, I think, with Obama is a little overdone. I think it's better to think of it as compassion for the less fortunate. There certainly are people that take advantage of the welfare system, but the spread the wealth becomes sort of a caricature of itself, I think, when people talk about how the left is giving too much up for entitlement and so on and so forth. I think there's a safe middle ground there. There's extreme of people taking advantage of the system, and there's the extreme of private business and corporations wanting to be washing their hands of people with pre-existing conditions and so on and so forth. He also says, I'm tired of being told that Islam is a religion of peace when every day I read dozens of stories of Muslim men killing their sisters, wives, and daughters for their family honor, of Muslims rioting over some slight offense, of Muslims murdering Christian and Jews because they are not believers, of Muslims burning schools for girls, Muslims stoning teenage rape victims to death for adultery, of Muslims mutilating the genitals of little girls, all in the name of Allah because the Quran and Sharia law tells them to do so. I think that there are millions of peaceful Muslims out there, and to demonize the extremes is not fair either. I think we need to learn to live together and meld our spirituality together. Eventually, if we're going to survive as a world, we're going to have to realize and be tolerant of each other's differences. So, for this guy who's writing this letter, the word tolerance is not a good word. Tolerance, for me, is a good word. He says he's speaking of tolerance, he's tired of being told that out of tolerance for other cultures, we must let Saudi Arabia use our oil money to fund mosques and Islamic schools to preach hate in America and Canada, while no American or Canadian group is allowed to fund a church, synagogue, or religious school in Saudi Arabia to teach love and tolerance. So, the writer is sort of contradicting himself a little bit, saying he's tired of the word tolerance, but he wants to preach tolerance of love and tolerance. So you can't have it both ways. I think we need to be tolerant of others, and to be totally offended by a mosque near 9/11 is ridiculous. In my opinion, it's ridiculous. We need to reach out as Jesus would reach out to others in trouble, to others in need, to others with different opinions than ours. So it doesn't make sense to demonize others. So I guess I don't understand. I understand this he's upset and he wants something to leash out at, but leashing out at tolerance does not make sense. I'm tired of being told I must lower my living standard to fight global warming, which no one is allowed to debate. That's not true at all. There are a lot of debates on global warming. The problem is that science and reasoning is not always winning with that. You can't just go outside and say, hey, it's 20 below outside, so global warming doesn't exist. There has to be a more scientific type of approach here. And Tom, as a science person respecting science, you would understand that we have to, if we don't have grounds for reason in our arguments, that everything falls away. Yes, we all must sacrifice to make it a better world environmentally. We can't go on denying that global warming is taking place when nearly 99% of scientists believe that it's true. Climate change is certainly true. I'm tired of being told that drug addicts have a disease and must help support and treat them and pay for the damage they do. This is according to this letter from Mr. Hall. He says, tired of being told that drug addicts have a disease I must support and pay for the damage they do. Did a giant germ rush out of a dark alley, grab them, and stuff white powder up their noses while they tried to fight it off? So, yeah, sure, we need to teach responsibility, absolutely, but we need to help in a compassionate way. I'm tired of hearing wealthy athletes, entertainers, and politicians of both parties talking about innocent mistakes, stupid mistakes, or youthful mistakes, when we all know they think their only mistake was getting caught. I'm tired of people with a sense of entitlement, rich or poor. So, and that's certainly a lesson that I try to teach my son is don't blame it on others. Don't talk about, okay, I just got caught. Think about whether it's actually in the long run right, whether it's right or wrong in the long run. Think about that rather than, oh, I got caught. Oh, it's too bad I got caught. That's a lower form of morality. And taking responsibility for one's actions, the total responsibility for one's life and how you live it, that is responsibility. That is the definition of responsibility. So he says, yes, I'm really tired of people who don't take responsibility for their lives and actions. I'm tired of hearing them blame the government or discrimination or whatever, or big whatever for their problems, whether it's government or corporations. He says, yes, I'm damn tired, but I'm also glad to be 73, he says, because mostly I'm not going to have to see the world these people are making. Unfortunately, he also says, I'm sorry for my granddaughters and grandson. So, we should have this compassion for, for example, the environment. We should have compassion for our children and grandchildren because these are the people who will have to live in these conditions. We should pray for world peace because of what Putin is doing in Russia, and praying for Obama and having the good sense to know what to do against Russia that's being aggressive. So there are there's poverty, there's the environment, there's discrimination, there's Al-Qaeda, there's intolerant people, there's rich versus poor, there's lack of tolerance, there's not enough compassion, there's not enough love, not enough agape, if you will, in the world. So there you are. That's my quick assessment of the letter that you sent over, Tom. And over and out. Have a nice warm day in Florida. And have a good day wherever you are, if someone else is viewing the video.